Hello everyone, I'm Li Wenyi. Welcome to Taiwan is my home. The total area of Taiwan is just 36,000 kilometers, but it carries many people's loves and memories, and a longing for home. Like our first guest today, 20 years ago, she followed her Taiwanese husband to Taiwan from Jiangsu, unloading the title of boss wife. In order to support the family, she worked part-time in a Taipei restaurant. At first, she can't even tell the difference between beef noodle and beef soup noodle. Unexpectedly, she learned a good cooking skill. 5 years ago, her husband passed away. Her life started a new chapter. She chose to stay in Taiwan. She made her mom's favorite scallion pancake mixed with Taiwanese flavor, and it becomes the fried scallion pancakes. It's a famous local delicacy now. The relationship between here and Taiwan has a new chapter of delicacy. Two spicy, three no spicy. Okay, 2 spicy, 3 without spicy. High temperature fry pan is hot. From Jiangsu, Zhang is 58 years old now. Every day in a stall at Taipei Stronghold Market, she sells fried scallion pancake. Everyone here is old customers. Everyone comes all the way here in order to taste this. Scallion pancake is crispy and chewy. They are old customers for several years. I'm an old customer. We know each other just like friend. In my hometown, I made scallion pancake for my mom and my brothers and sisters. When I come here, I made this by my heart, with the same heart for my parents, to make scallion pancake for Taiwan, for the customers in Taiwan. How's it? The good? Very good. The taste is very authentic. You like it a lot? I love it. The delicacy that only family could taste, Zhang brought it to Taiwan to make friends. In fact, 22 years ago, Zhang was in Jiangsu, worked in a Taiwanese firm. After spending day and night together with the owner, Chen Junqiu, who was a widow, they fell in love and got married. But with her husband closed business, Zhang followed him to Taiwan and settled in Stinghilung. Without the title, in order to support the family, she worked part-time in a Taipei restaurant. She realized that even the simplest menu she had to learn from the very beginning. For example, at the beginning, the beef noodle and beef soup noodle, I can't tell the difference between the beef noodle or beef soup noodle. I really can't tell. What do they mean? Then I figured out soup noodle is the noodle without beef. A strange place without any friends. Zhang still go through it. Fortunately, her beloved husband accompanied with her all the time. Then she got accustomed to living here, but 5 years ago, husband suddenly got cancer. This sudden bad news made Zhang exhausted. He got surgery. Originally, it was a 4-hour surgery. It took 8 hours. I sat outside alone, the feeling waiting for him. It was really hard. After surgery, he was not better and was sentenced by the doctor after a year. That year, he smiled while crying. They decided to return to Zhang's hometown for New Year. After coming back to Taiwan, maybe because of the weather, after he came back, his situation got worse. He passed away in that April. After the funeral, Zhang planned to moving back to Jiangsu for the rest of her life. However, she heard another voice from her heart. After my husband passed away, the first thought in my mind was returning to my home in Jiangsu. However, I was ready. When I just made preparation, my feeling just can't make it. It was hard to part with the memory of husband. Also, she has a deep connection with this place. Zhang decided to stay here, but life is going still on. She decided to start in Taipei. She called me at late night and said, "Infang, I'm going to Taipei." I told her, "Sure, come to my place." My friend in Taipei was very warm-hearted. She helped me finding the house, finding the item I needed, and helped me settle down. After Zhang moved to Taipei, she was lost completely. The only thing she was sure is she's very good at cooking. Her friends encouraged her that it's time to use the talent. Yes, I just suggested her that starting a small business after the process of this new business, she was afraid that she didn't know how to start, so we encouraged her to start with something simple, to make something from her hometown to let her exploit her talents. What's the hometown cuisine she's really good at? John thought of the scallion pancake. It's the mom's favorite. At first, I picked this market to sell scallion pancake in this market. There's no booth available. It was not like this now. At the beginning, no. I rented an itinerant booth. At first, I don't even know when the customers will come. John had to face again the challenge from the environment. No one tasted before. Many customers hesitated. I told them it was fine. You could try it first. If it doesn't taste good, I would charge you. Giving her faith, hoping her she can make it, and hoping she could hold on. And because just like an old Taiwanese saying, all good things come to those who wait. So she's being here, stick around and make it gradually. It's one person. No, well, I need two. Okay, two. Having a good reputation, her business is getting better, kneading to the dough with her friends. Speaking of the fried scallion pancake, Zhang is very proud of herself because to her, both Taiwan and Jiangsu are home. Being able to mix two hometown flavors, to mingle two flavors together is the happiness to her. Our hometown scallion pancake, a specialty is the crisp aroma, and of course, plus our Taiwanese chewy. In making hometown delicacy should be very authentic, adjusted with the local taste. Shall put some efforts on it. The taste is crispy outside and chewy inside. Zhang modified it again and again to get a perfect proportion. I tried over and over again. I used about 20 kgs flour. This 20 kgs of flour, some is too hard, some dough is too hard, some is too soft, some is not salty enough, some is not sweet enough. Only by trying and trying. At first, many friends of mine tasted for me. They said, everyone's taste is different, so we should choose a moderate flavor. A moderate flavor that everyone can accept. To make sure every piece of scallion pancake should be fried in good quality, she made a lot of efforts to control the oil temperature. The problem of oil temperature I had tried several times. At first, I could only control the heat. Sometimes it burned a bit. Sometimes it was a bit raw. If the temperature is too high enough, the egg would stick with the pancake. It will separate. The egg and should be sticked all together with the scallion pancake. The taste would be good. In Chang's stall, you could see another popular cuisine. The spring roll I'm making right now, it's 100% Jiangsu taste, very authentic. Mixing with eggs, dry tofu, and Chinese leek. After frying with high heat is the authentic Jiangsu spring roll. In order to make a perfect hometown cuisine, every step from choosing the ingredients, Zhang checks in every detail strictly. Hello, I need some Chinese leeks. This kind of without flowers is the so-called Chinese leeks. It was smaller, another kind of leek. It has white root and is bigger, and the leeks are longer, are different from this, so the taste of spring rolls will be different. I always choose this kind of scallion from Shanjing. The most beautiful scallions and best vegetables are the best, thank you. After she purchases the ingredients, Zhang took the bus as usual, watching the scenes outside the window. The 22 years life in Taiwan is just like a news sticker. Every moment comes to her mind. When I just moved to Taiwan, I worked part-time in the restaurant. After I went home, I feel like an alien environment. I went home after hard work. After getting on the bus, I burst into tears. Originally, she cried for homesick. Now she misses her husband who passed on, and she can't stop crying. If my husband was still alive, I loved my husband forever. When he passed away, I have the feeling that how could you bring me here and you just left me alone like this? I felt very, very helpless. Every time I encounter a difficulty, I will think of him. If he was here, he could help me a lot, and I would not be alone to take all these pressures. Hello, it's raining now. It smells so good, really good. Thank you. Today is my day off. Yeah, do you have a day off? If you need any help, let us know. Thank you, thank you. Because of love, Zhang come to this place, and because of having too many memories in Taiwan, Zhang decided to stay here with a past experience to love people from the same place. Just like going back to hometown, when we want to rest, we will come here. Everyone supports each other. Whoever comes from the same places is in difficulty, we will give our friends. When we're just a part-time worker, we can't accustom to it. It's very different from our hometown. It's her to explain to us the place we used to work for. She will introduce job to us. Though living alone in Taiwan, Chang doesn't feel lonely, because here has long been her home. Using a pen, she's a new Taiwanese waiting for love. The next guest is this owner from the spicy hot pot restaurant. She was a reporter in Sichuan with beautiful looks. She was the host of evening events. 16 years ago, she met her husband and married to Taiwan. She opened an authentic Sichuan hot pot restaurant. She used the soul of Sichuan's cuisine, chili bean sauce from Pishan Sichuan. She cooks with Chengdu style, which emphasizes the aroma of Chinese herbs in order to blend into local life. She learns Taiwanese by watching local soap operas. No, she has no accents, even the vendors in the market agrees. Hello. Hi, thank you. Unlike the old ladies in the traditional market, with a glance, long-haired Ma Ling stands out in the crowd. She talks and walks fast, buys ingredient straightforwardly. Your eel is very beautiful. Not too big. Well, please pick for me. Oh, so small. With eel, you can pick the small one. Small ones with the less flesh but the more bones. As for the big one, the fish flesh should be too tough. You should choose medium size. The fresh flesh will be just right. Eels is the essential seafood in the Sichuan hotspot. Ma Ling requests to have fresh and living eel. Therefore, even though she's very busy, she insists picking ingredients in person. Be careful, don't cut yourself. Shopping around, Ma Ling saw the local's route. It's the local hometown food she loves. It's not easy to get in Taiwan. This is too hard. You want the one longer with the fatter section. Generally in Taiwan, first, this price is higher and it's seasonal. In their conversation, Ma Ling spoke with some Taiwanese. Language hasn't been a barrier for her a long time. She doesn't sound like she's from Sichuan. No feelings. Ma Ling grows up with a spicy dish. She can't live without it. Suggested by her friends, she decided to start her own business. After a restaurant opened, Ma Ling and her husband focus on this restaurant. She is in charge of all the ingredients. The husband stays in the restaurant. Usually, they will deliver the ingredient here, except for some special items I will get in person. The soul of the Sichuan pot is the spicy stock. Ma Ling went to Chengdu and learned how to cook. Cooking the spicy stock takes time and efforts. Clothes with red sauce stains is very common. Therefore, Ma Ling always enters the kitchen neat and clean. Using a big spatula expertly, adding some chili bean into the pan, Sichuan hot pot would use chili bean from Pishan, Sichuan, for its originally flavor. Without red oil, so entirely using broad beans, some flowers, to be fermented chili bean sauce with plant oil, plus the iron pan is almost 20 kgs. Ma-Ling and other female employees handle it at east. See my legs? One is at front, one is at the back. I want to use my body strength to push. Frying is an exhausting part of the skills. Open big fire, keep stirring. After the oil is boiling with bubbles, turn down the fire. The whole process takes about 1 hour. One person's stamina can't handle it, so everyone takes turn at doing it. See, it won't fall when I fry it. Those who don't have the skill, the ingredient would fall out. Yes, it's so hard. But you can smell the aroma every day. The air is filled with the smell of the light, spicy, and salty taste. Chili bean from Fishan and Sichuan. On the outer backing, it shows expressly intangible and cultural and heritage. Someone says it's the soul of Sichuan cuisine. However, to make a spicy stock, the ingredients should be added by proportion: prickly pepper, white cardamom, and 20 kinds of Chinese spicy herb. In fact, this job is a bit various for men. Ma-Ling's husband watched the whole thing, feel pity for her. When she got married, she can cook, it's true, but she really cooks well now. She's really good at cooking now. Separate the fried ingredient into small packs. When customers come, pour some stock for those who don't eat spicy. Ma-Ling prepares energy soup for them. It has the mellow taste. It's numb, but it's not spicy. It is pretty much the same as the one we eat in China factory. Sichuan hot pot is divided into two kinds, Chongqing and Chengdu. Chengdu hot pot is more greasy. Chengdu hot pot is more Chinese herb. To cater Taiwanese flavor, Ma-Ling makes a slight change. She keeps the aroma and reduces the spiciness and oiliness. It tastes less salty, less greasy, and less spicy. Hot pot in Sichuan, if you have hot here, you don't see a thick layer of spicy oil on top. The customers will leave immediately. They would say this restaurant cut corner on ingredients. The spicy level are beyond ours, but there's an improvement. In guarding us, Taiwanese, in our words, there are taste buds for food on the table. There are meats, seed, food, and vegetables. The hot pot includes all of it. Ma-Ling said when Sichuan people eat hot pot, they emphasize instant boiled, blanch and cook. Boil the thin spice for only 10 seconds. For a thicker one, like eel, blanch it carefully for 30 seconds. The weather in Sichuan is humid. She thinks eating eel is good for muscles and bone. It's good for health. When it shrinks a little bit, it's dried out. Couldn't overcook it. The double flavor pots are custom made for Sichuan. All the herbs are made in the middle circle, separated with the food. Customs wouldn't eat the herbs. In China, we separate it like this. However, for Taiwanese, they like the taste of spicy, but they're afraid of eating the prickly peppers. It tastes bitter. 16 years in Taiwan, Ma-Ling has captured the local stomach. Looking back the day when she just married to Taiwan, she thought sweet chili sauce is hot sauce. She was disappointed when she tasted. How come it tastes so sweet? At the time, I was only one thought, I'm doomed. This chili sauce, I'm gonna have this rest of my life? Not only the taste you can't be accustomed with, but with the interaction between man and woman. In Hampton, Ma-Ling's dad did not have to work and cook when he's got home. And the way Sichuan man loves his wife is something different Taiwanese can imagine. My dad, he was a very nice father. In fact, all the housework in our family are took care by my dad. We used to live at 6th floor. It was an apartment without elevators. When I got off work, sometimes I would carry a lot of documents. I would shout at the first door. We just shouted, "Dad!" And he would calm down to carry the bag for me. My father-in-law's cooks. All the meal are prepared by my father-in-law. Because of the different family of origin environments, the interaction between Ma-Ling and her husband is quite spicy at first. In fact, the nickname Sichuan Hot Girl, how can she get the nickname? She has a short temper. They are 13 years apart. Is her husband's prudence attracted Ma-Ling. Before getting married in Taiwan, this good-looking lady was once a TV reporter, was also a host of evening events. Her impression to Taiwan all comes from Chungyang. At that time in Taiwan, Chungyang's TV series are popular, like Romance in the Rain or Wanjun or some others. At the time, that was the impression to Taiwan, just like the feeling, isn't that romantic or a bit? There's always a gap between reality and respiration. After she comes to Taiwan in order to shorten the distance with her husband, Ma-Ling watches local soap operas, and so she could learn Taiwanese at the same time. Sometimes my Taiwanese sounds awkward, and my husband asks me, "Where did you learn from? I don't understand a word." Well, because I don't have friends in Taiwan, no one can teach you. All the sweet and bitters of the process of adjustment could be understood by the friends who have the similar backgrounds. Personality is more straightforward, and we talk loudly and like a thunder. They're all Ma-Ling's good friends that she met in Taiwan. Talking about the reason married to Taiwan, everyone becomes the chatterbox. Never thought to marry him. Oh, I was too silly. I was tricked when I was young. Is that right? What do you mean where you're fooled? It was a trick? Okay. I'm married because of this man. This love expert is not married for Taiwan. She married for this man. In her eyes, she sees nothing. But for this man, isn't it great? She loves her husband very much. He's so handsome. She left her home for love, but she also found her home back in Taiwan. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. After we meet each other, all these good friends, we're a big family. We just realized that I'm not alone in Taiwan. I take it as my own hometown. Yes, because we're very close. Like sisters, when we eat it together, we talk and chat with each other. And sometimes we talk about some happy things, then we forget our worries, or some unhappiness will be forgotten completely. Ma-Ling said, China is her grown-up place, Taiwan makes her mature. Mature in a process, because here, in fact, when you're alone, it's easier for you to learn to blend in or learn to be considerate. Learning is about how to get along with others. In fact, the life under parents' protections is totally different from the life apart from home. Ma-Ling is proud to have 2 kids. They are the real reason why she is willing to stay in Taiwan. She works all the time and asks for nothing. Anything else? I'm going to cry. She's just like a tough woman, doing all the things by herself. The children knows their parents work hard. They always work out in the restaurant at weekends. Of course, mom's cooking is the reward. This mapo tofu, stir-frying with minced steak and minced garlic, adding chili beans and tofu, sprinkling some prickly peppers, her favorite father's specialty that Ma-Ling misses the most. After you make this dish would remind you of some people. The homemade homapu tofu has no secrets. All depends on her father's reminds on the phone. Home is the place you touched on the torch. Of course, the kids are trained to eat spicy. Mom used to cook the hot pot. We would have a bowl of spicy soup. We ate dipped with it. Work while taking care of family. In fact, Ma-Ling is the portrait of Taiwanese career woman. Instead, her husband is more and more like Sichuan man. He gives all the credits on his wife. After all, she left her native place, came here from far away. We just try to our best to take care of her with whole heart, to protect her and take care of her. Relationship is a two-way street. Families rely on business. Happiness would make taste wonderful. Welcome back to Taiwan is My Home. Our next guest is not a stranger to those who love to watch basketball games. She is Joy Burke. She was born in Taiwan. In fact, she is half Taiwanese, half American. She went to US from Taiwan when she was 12. 12 years after, she came back to Taiwan. She's the tallest player in the history of Chinese People's Women's National Basketball Team. With 169 cm height, she's fierce on the court, but private, she's a big girl. She's very diligent and she hopes to use her basketball skill to let the whole world know more about Taiwan. Slim body, sweet face. Joy Burke is 24 years old with Taiwan and US mixed blood. This year, she came back to join Chinese professional women's basketball team. Soon a fever struck Taiwan. She is 169 cm tall compared with other female tailor. Lin Chi-Wen is 186 cm. She's 10 cm taller than Lin, not to mention other players. Anyone standing here seems tiny. She's my coach, my personal coach. A personal coach. Thank you. I'm going to cry. Let's move it. Joy Berg is so tall that she becomes the tallest player in the history of Chinese Taipei. With the advantage of height as her American style, she makes the experienced campaign. Lu Junyi used the word bombshell to describe her participation. At first, we all heard about this person. When she was coming, we were excited and excited. However, we really didn't know her yet, so we were worried about how to get along with her. So at that time, we just searched on the net, finding some information and videos to know this person. After she came to Taiwan, we found our worries are unnecessary. She's quite friendly and easygoing. Joy Berg was born in Chiayi. Her father is an American pastor, Steve Berg. When she preached in Taiwan, he met his wife, Fu Minghui. Joy Berg inherited her husband's height in her childhood. Berg used to live in Chiayi, Pingtung, and Taichung. When she was 12, she left Taiwan with her father living in the U.S. and started her basketball career.
At forward, a 6'5" junior from Tempe, Arizona, number 3, Joy Berg.
When Berg studied in the U.S., she has been a famous basketball player. Last year, she graduated from the University of Arizona, the top school of NCAA. Then she did a transfer to Danish Basketball League, taking down the average double 10 scores in first season, which is scoring 14 points. 11.2 rebounds and 1.7 blocks. She helped the team to win the league champion with a perfect basketball regime. She said that it was a beautiful accent to join the basketball team. The staff from the school said, "Welcome to our school. I'm glad to see you." Then he gave me a jersey and told that you have a game today at 3 o'clock. This afternoon, you're going to play basketball. Asking me if I were played or not. I told him no, I never basketball played for. And he said, "Okay, you're the team member now." He didn't ask me yes or no. He just gave me a jersey. I was a little surprised, and I thought, oh, it's okay. I could try it. Maybe I'll like it. Go big or go home. Joy Berg was a high standard for herself, like the physical training. If others run 5 km, she would run 10 kilometers. She would never let her guard down. In fact, I like running a lot. Sometimes I would go outside running and listening to music, and just like this, I could run and think. Also, it's a way to keep my body moving. Keep moving. Joy Berg knows how to keep her body in the best condition. Playing basketball needs both physical and mental exertions. Before game starts, Berg always discusses with teammate and coach in the meeting room regarding their strategy of attack and defense. The whole team would watch the video together to observe every rival, how they play, and to see what their strategies are. When we are in the game, we are able to get ready for defense. From a beginner of basketball to now, we could say basketball is a part of Berg's body. She has different kinds of actions. The efforts she has made is hard to imagine for others. The pressure used to follow her like a shadow. For example, you start to know a new thing. You would want to improve yourself quickly. But if every day could be better than yesterday, this thought will make a good process. But if you only think, I want to play well, I want to be better than others, try to be the best, it would be too stressful, too much pressure for myself. Berg knows how to deal with stress. The stress becomes the nutrients of life. The basketball field noticed this rising style. The coach of the Chinese Taipei is taking a liking to Berg's superiority of attack and defense. They called upon her back, represented Chinese Taipei to attend 2015 Jones Cup and Asian Championship. Her strength is rebounding, also inner defense. She helped us a lot. Does her height gain any advantage for Chinese Taipei? Yes, definitely. In the past, our tallest center player is about 192 cm tall. She's over that height already. However, Joy is lacking on her experience, just her counterbalance to body and strength. There's still room for improvement to Chinese Taipei. Her help is enormous, and particularly in paint area. To all insiders, I think, are influenced by her height. Indeed, the accuracy would drop immediately. As the representative of Chinese Taipei, the severe training starts from 8 a.m. every day. Focus on defense and speed one by one. All the players are sweating bullets, but the coach have no intention to stop. For Joy Berg, as a new member in the team, she has one more lesson, which is marinade. The whole team was very close, but sometimes we have to remember to encourage each other. And then I think they know I will support them. During the game, there are 5 people in the team. They have to trust each other. I'm actually a very passionate player. I like positive energy, playing with fun, just like a game. Find happiness within yourself. Yes. Therefore, I like to encourage my teammates. If I block a rival for my team member would have an open jump, and she scores. I'll be very happy for her, happier than myself score. After the half-day training, had a lunch, Brooke finally can go home, take a short rest. The tiredness is showed on her face. I think your conditioner is much better now. At first, every time when you call her home, you look so bad. Yes, I think I just hope if there's a couple of minutes that I would be alone, then I'll be fine. I'm always dragged to different directions all the time. Oh, just give yourself a back, okay? On the field, her swift and fierce appearance described as a restricted beast. But personally, she's like a big girl. Mentioning about coming back to Taiwan, the happiest thing is going to Kaohsiung cuisine with family. My uncle bought me this hat. Yes, I have it. Do you like it? Yes, I love it a lot. We have seafood there and went to mountain climbing, and we also went to beach there. It's very beautiful. Then the fruit-shaped eyes. We have a big bowl of fruit-shaped eyes. This hat is my favorite. When I saw it, my first hat, I said, "Oh, I want to buy it because I really love Taiwan." Brooke's impression is to Taiwan is full of happiness because of the tight relation in this family, especially with her brother. There's always many photos of them on Facebook. Her brother T.J. Berg is 205 cm tall. Studying in the University of California, Riverside, he is the tallest person in school. Good skills draw the attention of American basketball team. Some reports even say he will be the next Jeremy Lin. The Bergs, their performance on basketball court leaves everyone a deep impression. Their family is Joy Berg's biggest support. She is now in their relationship now. Her fiancé is African American, a football player. Their heads are similar. They are going to marry each other. Joy said humorously, both of them are mixed blood. In the future, when their kids are the whole world, I feel very thankful to my parents. They are really... When I grew up in Taiwan, I lived here for 12 years. I could have a better understanding of Taiwanese culture and the thoughts of Taiwanese. When I was 12, moving to US, I lived there for 12 years. I could also know about American culture and their thoughts. In fact, when I was in US, I felt like because I grew up in Taiwan, I felt my world is bigger, because sometimes we will think if we only stay in our country, there's no way to understand others' thoughts. Why would they think this way? Why would they do it? She appreciates the worldview her parents gave her and makes her to love to travel. When she studied, she loved to travel with her friends. I love to travel the world. I like to travel a lot. How do you say travel in Mandarin? 旅行. Traveling is not like what I'm going to go to play or what to eat next. Is to understand the local culture and the local people. Yeah, I'm very interested in people. During the interview, Burke finished a cooling down exercise at the same time. She took the chance to rest because there's a night training waiting for her. After 12 years, Joy Burke came back to Taiwan again as a starting player in Joint Cups and Asian Championships, the game next to Japan. When she appeared, her amazed Japanese coach, even speaking bluntly, she is the rising star of Asian basketball. However, Joy has already decided to take a broad view of the world. I can use my basketball talent traveling around the world and make others know more about Taiwan, know the culture and the Taiwan historical background. Burke's dream is not just about pursuing the top of her career in basketball, but also hoping to use her skill to let more people in the world have better understanding about Taiwan. Anyone who has the experience of going abroad may know sometimes this hometown flavor doesn't always mean the food. Even the familiar accent or familiar words might make people home. Like Tony Tamzil, who has come to Taiwan for 21 years, he understands this feeling very well. Therefore, he started a magazine in Indonesian for the Indonesian flavors in Taiwan. When the first time he came to Taiwan, in fact, he was forced to study in Taiwan. Unexpectedly, his heart is fastened with Taiwan. Not only he runs the magazine, he is also a radio host, hoping to spread the beauty of Taiwan worldwide. If on 25th Monday's holiday too, the proofing should be here on 9/21, right? Yes, this scene is quite common to every magazine company. Before publishing, they always stay up the whole night for the next content. It's Thursday. They're only available on 21st. Only the part of news would be published on September 20th, okay? This is the activity. The leader is the chairman Tony Tamzir. The whole issues are written in Indonesian. Record international prime news all about Indonesian Taiwan. It's the mainstream media for the Indonesians living in Taiwan. The specialty is the cover is not always the country elite for the Indonesian commoners living in Taiwan. This is my features, then I would portray it as the star of the month. We would provide a professional photographer, professional stylist, and the professional vitastitis, and then we'll compare the elements of Taiwan, then to make a commoner a superstar of every month. Tony Tamzir is Indonesian Chinese from Jakarta. 40 years old, he has already lived in Taiwan for 21 years. He's a truly local Taiwanese. Recall the time graduating from high school in Indonesia, he wanted to go to America or Australia for further study. However, his mother's words completely changed Tony's future direction. She said, "We're authentic Chinese. I have 3 sons and 1 daughter. Totally, I have 4 children. None of them can speak Mandarin. None of them can read Chinese characters. They should be able to do it." His mother insisted he should go to Taiwan. Tony, as a teenager at that time, he couldn't understand his mom's discreetness. He was mad at his mom, and this made him leave a bad impression of Taiwan. Without any base of Mandarin, he couldn't catch up. While studying division of preparatory programs in NTU, it turned out that he couldn't even attend the graduation exam. This, to Tony, was always an excellent student, was a strike he never had. All I could do is go to Banqiao secretly, spent $100 for 2 movies. I was crying in the theater for 4 hours. It was the time for summer vacation. I went back to Indonesia. My mom asked me in particular, "Are you sure you want to go back? You failed once." At this moment, my mom already started to compromise. Do you want to go to another country? You go to the country you like. At the time, I told my mom that I know I have to go back to Taiwan. I'm going to conquer this place. Coming back to Taiwan, Tony Tamser has a different mind. After studying very hard for 1 year, he entered political science of NCCU with high scores. After graduating from college, he went to UZA and Australia for further research. When his old dream come true, Tony realized that he has changed. Afterwards, I found that I didn't like that place that much. I feel that I left my heart in Taiwan. After he came back to Taiwan, he was determined to do something for the Indonesian pharaohs to relieve their strangeness in Taiwan. Then he started to work at Taipei City Foreign Workers Consultation Service Center. Even though as an ethnic Chinese, he is still a bit different from local Indonesian, but he always serviced them with a sincere heart. To break the barriers, he would stand in their shoes, try to be acquainted with them, and try to understand. I think it's the most precious part. 7 medical employees of Hoping Hospital, both of them had the syndrome of fever and coughing. A 52-year-old doctor in the ER and a 28-year-old nurse has sent to NTU hospital. The SARS outbreak in 2003 at the start of time is entertained to only Tamser's. During the outbreak of SARS, not only me can't understand, but also the people in the hospital. They don't understand what is going on. All I knew was one after another, again and again, 1 + 1 and +1, there was 3 Indonesian workers in total just passed away. All the news are in Mandarin. For those who come from other lands, they could barely acquire any information. South Asian tsunami occurred next year. This put all the Indonesian Taiwan into anxiety and frustration. All of a sudden, over 100,000 people were gone. At the time in Taiwan, 200,000 or 300,000 foreign workers had no information about the news because every medium they approached, like newspapers, magazines, or TV reports, all of them are in Mandarin. In order to the situation of lacking information for the Indonesian pharaohs, Tony Tamser knows that no matter what, there must be an Indonesian presence in Taiwan. Therefore, at the time, I made my mind, no matter what, no matter how hard it will be, I will make it. If it's not me, then who? To start a new magazine is easier said than done. After the insufficient circumstances, on both experience and resource, Tony still insisted that he have to make it to do with the simplest way to would produce the first issue. It was a magazine only made by PowerPoints with Word files. With the personality of workaholic, Tony made all the colleagues in the company follow his pace, rush ahead. Today, my colleagues give me nothing. I would think of some solutions to catch and surge to reinforce it. Therefore, not only me have to stay up all night, also other colleagues also stay up late. His efficiency in the aspect often makes us feel that very quickly and efficient. He is like on the call all the time. He would respond immediately. Tony works very hard. Even when he is sick, he still comes to office to work. Many of my good friends, when we go out, hang out and eat after the meal, we would go back to sleep on the internet, play video games. He's different. When he goes home, he continues working. Tony's philosophy on work is full concentration. Though future events are unpredictable, like end of January 2008, the Agatha line was approached. There's unrest in Indonesia. President Suharto was under pressure of corruption scandal. He was ill and hospitalized. Because Suharto's life and death directly affect the whole future direction of Indonesia, and all Indonesians in the world are anxious about it. At the time the situation was we were racing with the time, so I prepared 2 versions of publications. Different perspectives, he prepared 2 reports about Suharto's life and death, 2 different results according to the reports, but he waited for the final news from Indonesian government until January 27th. If the magazine was sent to print under this urgent circumstances, it became the news about Suharto's death. I could only say we were waiting until the last minute to send the copy. We sent this copy in person directly to the printing plant and revise it at the printing plant, insisting on the conveying the most correct news. The readers in Taiwan are just a small group, but it wins a big applause among the Indonesian fellow. Because Indonesia is far away, I'd like to know the breaking news there. We also know that the information is in Mandarin, so for us it's very difficult to use Bahasa Indonesia or English to search the updated news. So also I want to know what is happening in Taiwan inside this magazine. Taiwan is presented in detail. Tony's hard efforts and insistence, these 9 years magazine is getting popular. Now it is a must-have magazine for all the Indonesians in Taiwan. Welcome to Indonesian program.
Inilah Radio Taiwan Internasional. Para pendengar sekalian, seperti yang tadi Anda dengarkan adalah kelompok teater.
Besides writing magazine, Tony also undertakes the radio program. He is the chairman in Central Radio of Bahasa Indonesian Governor, using his native language to introduce Taiwan all over the world, holding a fan meeting event in Indonesia in 2012. With a high degree of popularity, it's not hard to find out his show is already known all the world. The popularity among these fans is this level you can't imagine. Just like a superstar appears, everyone will crowd around him and ask for taking photos or signing. With this condition, Tony seized the chance calling upon all the Indonesian hosts in the radio, particularly making a video about Taiwan and play it live. It lets all the listeners in Indonesia have the chance to see the local culture of Taiwan. Just each of our hosts in Indonesian hosts, for example, two in a group to introduce Longshan Tepo, introduce 101 building, or introduce Shimending. Regarding the contents, Tony always relies on something deep but not exaggerating, whether comparing the difference between Taiwanese or Indonesian carpets or the history of tattoo culture in Taiwan makes Taiwanese interviewees filled with admiration. In the magazine, everyone will be able to say, well, Master Da Mao in the tattoo industry, he is meticulous. He won't make a tattoo for others easily. Yes, the so-called meticulous, it doesn't mean he is stick. It means you should think thoroughly about what you want. You have to think clearly. Until he was 25 or 26 years old, he started to make tattoos for people. When he tried to introduce Taiwanese culture to Indonesia, I was very moved because he comes from other land and tried to introduce Taiwan. Why did he introduce Taiwan? He could introduce Korea, Japan, or some other countries. I think I should try to do best to let him know more about Taiwan and let Indonesians more all about our Taiwan. This land carries Tony's 21 years, joy and terror, his fragileness and toughness. Instead of saying that he is already blending in Taiwan, we should say Taiwan has already been in his heart. Taiwan is not a place where you fall in love in a short time, but once you love it, I guarantee that you will never leave this place. This is Taiwan. After the show of today, have you felt these newcomers' discreetness and love to Taiwan? Taiwan is worth to be cherished by us. Thank you for watching. Taiwan is my home today. We hope you will like it. See you next week.